Despite a bipartisan effort to save his life, a Texas inmate is running out of options on the eve of his scheduled execution.
A Texas parole board voted unanimously today not to recommend clemency for Robert Roberson. The 57-year-old was convicted for the 2002 killing of his 2-year-old daughter in Palestine, Texas, a couple of hours southeast of Dallas. But a coalition of lawmakers and even the lead detective on that murder case have all raised doubts about the science the case was built on. Fox 4's Amelia Jones is in studio tonight with more on Roberson and his supporters' last-minute efforts. Amelia.
Yes, Steve, after hearing hours of testimony in the Robert Roberson case, the bipartisan committee of Texas lawmakers voted and passed a motion to subpoena Roberson to give his own testimony. Unfortunately, this last-ditch effort may not be enough to halt his execution scheduled for Thursday. His legal team and supporters are now calling on Governor Greg Abbott to intervene.
Quite frankly, we've reviewed this case in detail, fully expected that this law would provide relief, and that has not happened.
On Wednesday in Austin, a bipartisan committee of Texas lawmakers met to discuss the case of Robert Roberson. Specifically, why the courts did not overturn Roberson's conviction when state law explicitly addresses cases like this.
When the legislature passes a law and finds out that it's not working the way that it was intended to, it is incumbent upon us to step in and make that law right.
This committee meeting comes the same day the Texas Board of Pardons and Paroles denied Roberson's request for clemency. The Texas Court of Criminal Appeals also denied another request to stay Roberson's execution on Wednesday. Roberson was convicted in 2002 for the death of his 2-year-old daughter, Nikki Curtis, in the East Texas city of Palestine. He took her to the emergency room for what doctors and police thought was severe brain trauma from a diagnosis called shaken baby syndrome. But his attorneys challenged that as junk science and say Nikki died from natural causes, likely undiagnosed pneumonia. More recent science has undermined other shaken baby syndrome cases. The lead detective on the case in 2002 testified in front of lawmakers today that he believes Roberson is innocent.
How would you characterize your belief about Mr. Roberson? Do you believe that there are sufficient doubts about whether he committed a crime, or is it your position as the lead detective in this case that he is completely innocent?
It's my position that based on the new science and what we now understand, that this is an innocent man, beyond question.
Brian Wharton went on to testify that he feels shame in the role he played in Roberson's conviction.
I'm ashamed that I was so focused on finding an offender and convicting someone that I did not see Robert. I did not hear his voice. He's an innocent man, and we are very close to killing him for something he did not do.
Wharton, Roberson's legal team, and supporters are calling on Texas Governor Greg Abbott to intervene. Abbott has the power to issue a 30-day reprieve, something he hasn't done in a death row case since 2018.
So my message to Governor Abbott, if you aren't familiar with the facts, but you are familiar with the controversy, just give us 30 more days.
As of now, there's been no response from Governor Abbott to stay Roberson's execution. Roberson's attorney also asked the U.S. Supreme Court to stay his execution. If there's no intervention, his scheduled execution is set for tomorrow.